What's up, Mellow Brick Roadies? Van Windsor here, your host and guide for the Mellow Brick Road. Just welcoming you to path number 60. That's going to be a great time. We have an amazing guest. We had so much fun talking. I feel like we learned a lot about each other, society, the globe as a one. You know what I mean? We solved a lot of the world's problems in this episode, so get ready. I just wanted to come in beforehand, just me, before the episode starts, just to let you know the episode looks a little bit different than previous episodes. The camera angle looks different just because we do have a guest, so I tried to adjust your viewing of it so you could see all three of us. I tried to get other cameras in there as well. They just didn't quite look right combined with all of them, so I just kind of left it as just the one wide camera where you see all of us. You kind of see more of my back, so I think I kind of just subconsciously, I think I wanted you to just see my face so you knew what it looked like, so I felt validated by you. So I just wanted to make sure I got that out there for myself. That's from my therapist. I hope you saw that. But yeah, so everything is still the same. Just the camera angle is going to be a little bit different. And another thing, we had so much fun hanging out with our friend, our guest. We've known him for so long. We ended up recording a really long time. So to make it easier for you and for me, I just thought it'd be better to just split the recording into 2 episodes. So this week will be path number 60 will be the first part, and then next week path 61 will be part 2. So we're just going to do it back to back, so you get double the fun with that guest. And we had so much fun. I can't wait to have him on more. He's kind of thinking about getting his own show going, so we'll kind of see how that goes. But everyone, thank you so much for joining the show, signing up for the Patreon, the YouTube, the Spotify, the Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. We love you. Sign up for T-Dub projects, and let's just go ahead and get to the show.
Have you ever seen I Think You Should Leave on Netflix? I feel like...
But I used to walk into Spanish class and say, I like when Trace isn't here.
You fucking nerd.
Oh, God,
Have you ever
we speak
seen
Spanish.
Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared?
And she'd be like, Senor.
Yeah. What was your name in Spanish?
I don't remember.
Mine was Walterio.
Was it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
But it was spelled with a G. It was Walt. I wanted Walter.
Walterio.
Oh.
Wait. You know what just occurred to me? I'm 26 years old. Why did we pick a name in Spanish?
I don't know
Why
why
did we have Spanish
They
names?
make you choose Spanish names. I don't
What was
know why
yours?
they do that. Mine was Victor.
Vic-
Victorial.
Mine was Walterio.
That was
Walterio.
Teresa's idea. I don't know why.
But
she was
you know, if you were
You don't
fucking,
remember yours?
if you were in Mexico, they would just call you Walter.
No.
They wouldn't call you Walterio.
I don't remember either.
I have no idea.
I
either.
feel like
I've
I
never
used
been
to know
Mexico.
everybody's.
I was Victor.
Oh,
I was
I can't
Victor in
remember
Spanish
all.
1, and then 2 years later I went to Spanish 2 just to fuck with Mr. Asher, and I was like, just make it Victor again.
I saw her the other night.
Oh, get a new name, new year. Make it the same fucking name.
New name?
I'm not getting a new name.
Why did we have a name in the first
I want to
place?
say mine started
Why
with
do I
J,
have
but
to-
I think I'm just
It's
cheating.
not like the names were Spanish. I mean, they were Spanish names geographically, but like they didn't mean anything Spanish. They were just names. I mean, maybe they had like some sort of significance, but like, you know what I mean? Like how Peter is like a biblical name, but like Peter's not a word, right? It's a name for your penis.
I was gonna say,
But like it's not like
depends
a.
on what you're talking
What does
about.
Peter mean besides being a biblical name? So like, that was your
My-
name.
Yeah, Walterio with a G.
So my last name is supposed to be
It's the G, yeah.
Seafarer, is what.
Morrow.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, which I hate being in the water, but I love being near the water.
I love
which I
being in the
found.
water.
Interesting.
I love being
Yeah.
near water. Being near water.
You don't like being in it?
I don't like like I can't swim. Like I don't like swimming. I find like me sitting there like having to deal with being there,
Yeah.
like having to continuously move my arms and feet. I'm like, no. If it's like
No.
if it's like standing height, perfect.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
okay, I'm into that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I love
That's our
being able
thing,
to
yeah.
touch the bottom.
I like just
Yeah.
standing there.
See, what we'll do, we'll go out and like jump off the top, swim, like actual, 30-foot water, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then we'll just go pull into a beach, and then you go as
Yeah.
far as you want.
And now the water's so low that you can be like 50 feet from land and
Yeah.
still be knee deep water.
You could be in
So
the
you can
middle of
literally,
the
like,
channel
You could literally be standing in the middle of Mark Twain Lake, just like waist deep, just standing there.
in some spots.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
In some
Yeah.
spots, yeah. And you're just like, this is perfect. This
Yeah.
is great. I don't like when I can't touch or see the
Yeah,
bottom.
me either.
I
don't
can't see
like
the
that.
bottom. I get nervous, dude. When I was younger, I used to get nervous in like public pools.
Uh-huh.
When I went underwater, just close my eyes. I was just like,
For what reason?
I was always afraid, even when I was like real, real young, of the creature from the Black Lagoon. I've always been scared of that monster.
Yeah.
So anytime I'm near water,
Yeah.
just somewhere in the back of my head, little seedling, my eyes are shut for if I go too deep, or if I think I can touch, and then you start like moving your legs, and you're like, oh, I can't touch here.
Uh-huh.
I always think just for a second, something's just gonna grab
Something's
my
coming.
some scaly clawed hands, just gonna go
Yeah.
grab my ankle and pull me under.
Oh shit.
I also used to think sharks were in the public pool too.
I
was a
remember.
real
I remember
paranoid
having.
little kid.
I remember having that little thought.
Sharks.
Yeah, sharks.
Sharks, quicksand. That shit used to scare everyone for no reason.
We've talked about that before.
Quicksand.
Remember how scared of quicksand we used to be?
That's so dumb.
Like in school, that's all we learned about is how dangerous quicksand.
We didn't learn dick in school.
We learned how dangerous quicksand was.
Yeah, we didn't. Learn
But I
much.
haven't encountered it yet.
I haven't.
ever.
I don't think I've run into quicksand.
Besides
yet.
what we did the other day when we were walking, that
like
the water
mud
was
and
down
stuff?
and the
Mud
literally
and clay. all
immediately went
that.
to my knee. But it wasn't like I couldn't get out. It was just
Like, dude,
really,
there
really
was a
soft
time where I
ground.
was not sure if I was gonna get out. It was pretty scary.
yeah.
Like I legit like fell into the mud, and it felt like I was going like uphill, and just having no traction. I felt like every step I was getting deeper and deeper into the mud, to where I was almost like knee deep,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can't move because you're just like suctioned in there.
So when you're
gross.
on a boat, does it freak you out, or you like being on a boat?
I like being on a boat. Yeah, I just like seeing the water and being on a dock and
Hmm.
you know.
What if you did our patent pending diaper method, where you flip a life jacket upside down and put your legs through it, and
Yeah,
you can just kind of bob?
Then you just kind of bob in the water like you're just a worm on a hook, just bobbing,
It
just
does kinda
waiting,
feel like
just
it.
waiting to get eaten by a fish man.
I got bit by a fish the other day.
You did?
Oh,
get
you
bit-
weren't there.
I wasn't out there.
You
No,
were
you got bit by a
you were in
fish.
Texas, or were you there that time? There was a time, I don't know. I was bobbing on my
No,
bobber.
You
and
all
that thing bit me.
waited until I left for Texas, and then you decided to
Boated
go
like
out
3
on the
days in a
lake.
row.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went like 3 days. in a
Suddenly,
row.
I leave for Texas, and suddenly everyone's like, "Let's go have a huge family get together out on the lake for 3 days in a row." And then I come back, and all of a sudden, no one wants to go boating anymore. No one
I'll
wants
go
to
right
boat.
now.
And it started raining when I left.
Yep. We needed that though. We appreciate that.
Well, you're well. I'm glad I left so you could get some rain.
do you
No,
believe
actually-
that it was a personal attack towards you, Van?
I
Or
do.
do you believe that they were wanting to get out on the
So,
lake?
It was
like,
105 degrees.
I don't know how else
and
I don't know how to describe this to you, so I'll just use a saying from the great philosopher Rene Descartes. I think, therefore I am.
Heard that before, yeah.
I don't know anything else after
And
that.
that's it.
So like, you guys aren't real. I show up and the universe starts working, right? Like that's just how it works.
Right.
I am in control of everything, right?
You're the main character.
I am the main character. You guys are all fake. None of you are real. You're all illusions. Nothing is solid.
We did this last week.
Nothing
we
is-
can't
I did.
do this again.
I went on a
we
huge-
can't get into this
Yes, sir.
again.
I'm still thinking about Oppenheimer. I'm still thinking about
That's a
it.
solid argument.
Have you seen Oppenheimer?
No, nothing is solid because there's so much space between the atoms that in reality it just gives you the illusion of solidity. But really, nothing is solid, dude. Nothing.
Nothing is nothing.
That is correct.
Have you
Dude,
seen
it
Oppenheimer?
is crazy times.
No, I've not.
Oh man, it's good.
It was pretty good. I need to
Yeah,
watch
ever
Barbie.
since then, Van is like
Did you see what the Japanese
on
did
these rants. When?
about all the
Recently?
Barbieheimer stuff?
Oh no.
This is amazing. I don't know how you guys are
Did
gonna
they
feel about it.
CGI
I
the
thought it was
dress on the girl?
so. This
You
is
can
this
go
is
on.
hilarious to me. I don't know how anyone else feels about it, but so people have been posting about Barbenheimer. You know, they put
Yeah.
like Oppenheimer behind like a bunch of like pink fun stuff, and then they put like Barbie behind like a bunch of like pink atomic explosions and shit like that. And the whole movie's about Japan getting blown up
Right.
by us. And one of the producers of the movie, I think it was, they were like seeing all the Barbenheimer hype, and they were like, let's join up on this, right? So they posted some stuff on Twitter, some Barbenheimer like photos of like Barbie on the shoulder of Oppenheimer, and there's like explosions behind it, and they're like, or like all that the Barbenheimer memes. We've all seen it.
Seemingly harmless.
Yeah, we've all seen it. And the Japanese didn't think it was too funny, since they were the victims of that atomic bombing. So what they started doing was posting pictures on Twitter of like Barbie and Oppenheimer standing in front of the Twin Towers exploding. Or like Barbie on the shoulders of Osama bin Laden in front of the Twin Towers.
Oh my gosh.
I started laughing so fucking hard when I was seeing this. They were being so hardcore.
It's fair
about
game.
it. Fair game. I think so too. Fair game.
It's fair game.
If you're gonna throw a punch, you're gonna expect to get a punch back. I think it's fine because like that's promotional art of Japan exploding, right? I mean that's not Japan exploding, but like
right.
It's promoting the atomic bombs which killed hundreds of thousands of people. So I mean I think it's fair game that they were like, you're gonna make light of this, we'll make light of your tragedy. And then they made light of 9/11. It's
there you go.
yeah, there you go. See, it's pink.
The pink Twin Towers.
Dude, it's hardcore.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's hardcore.
People are.
Warner, one of the producers immediately took the pictures of Barbenheimer off their Twitter account.
People are so fast.
People are so quick.
People are so fast to make these things.
AI makes it faster because people just type in what they want, and then AI goes.
You're in an engineering field that. What's your thoughts on AI?
So, I don't know that I'm familiar enough with AI, but like I think it could be extremely helpful. We run a lot of automation,
Right.
and the manpower it takes to maintain that is quite significant. Probably our most expensive, definitely our most expensive expense is just having labor there, and it'd be much easier if I could tell all of our employees, oh, go back home, sit at your computer, and watch, and if there's a problem, go back to the plant.
Right, if there's like a glitch or something.
Yeah.
Definitely makes things easier for like construction and the like warehouse, like dangerous jobs, like getting like 50 feet up on a forklift to grab a 60-pound box, or going up on like on a wind turbine to fix because you got to go up on top of the wind turbine to fix that shit.
The blinking red light. Go change the red light.
Building a skyscraper. You see those pictures of all those fucking idiots sitting on the like railing of New York back in the 30s with their fucking pails.
Like the most famous.
They're sitting on this, they're sitting on like those like the
eating
like
lunch,
hundreds of feet in the air. What the fuck are you doing with your legs dangling off the side like that? Are you insane? Are you insane?
Not tethered to anything.
Not tethered to anything.
Eating a turkey sandwich, like
catcalling, looking down at women, and like yelling at them.
Yeah.
How many people probably fucking fell off those things?
Yeah,
you think?
It is a lot.
It is interesting.
They're just sitting there, just like.
I don't think that we connected the dots that was a problem.
Like a guy fell off that morning.
Humans are
They're like,
so
hey guys, we're gonna
funny.
do a picture really quick.
Humans worry about the future so much, and yet we never see the problem until it messes something up. We never admit, we never like notice a problem to be fixed until it fucks almost everything up, and then we fix it. Like we worry about like afterlife and like inheritance and fucking the planet and stuff like this, but like it's so obvious all the issues that are going on are like you just gotta fix it. Like it's like, why are we doing it this way? And they go, oh, that's how it always has been. It's fine. And then it fucks up like monumentally, and then they go, well, we always knew there were some problems with it. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why didn't you just? We knew eventually it would cause a whole global disaster, but honestly, we kind of figured we'd be dead by then. We kind of figured it'd be your thing to deal with.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy how we don't see like right under our noses until it like hits us in the shin, and then we're like, oh fuck, get that out of here. And then, but like, I don't know, so fucking weird our fucking monkey species.
I feel like a funny thing I've seen before is them talking about like building a building or like the Hoover Dam or something. It was like only 7 people died while in the construction, and you're like, only 7 people? Like,
People died, dude.
7 people died.
Their
Their lives
they
have changed forever. Their
They
families'
were living,
lives.
and then they no longer live.
Because you guys maybe didn't do something correctly. Maybe it was, their mistake. But still, that's kind of crazy that people die trying to just do their job day to day.
That is a great place to start the show. Everyone, thank you so much for joining the Mellow Brick Road. We're here, path number 60.
60? I saw a video the other day that compared like voting maps, like the previous voting maps to the Barbenheimer, which state was more likely to watch, or which state was watching what movie more. And they kind of correlated.
Really?
Yeah. And I could be totally wrong, but I saw a video of it.
That seems. I don't think there's a correlation between that.
I just think it's an interesting thought. It is an interesting thought.
That is an interesting thought, but I feel like there's so many different people. I mean, like, fucking Shapiro went to go see Barbie. As he went to go make fun of it, but like, you can't go off ticket sales alone. Because people go to movies, people go to concerts. They spend hundreds of dollars, and then they throw beer bottles at the artist,
the person they came to see.
So it's like you can't trust anyone to buy tickets for any reason because you don't know what. Some people buy tickets to like marathons and then they leave fucking bombs at the finish line.
Do they even have to buy a ticket for that?
No, that was a weird example I just made.
All right, start the show.
But like you never know people. You never know what people are gonna buy tickets for.
You're right.
Yeah. Wow. Van host,
Trace,
other host, and right here sitting across from us, next to you. Next to Trace, not next to the audience. The audience is driving. Is our good friend of ours. We went to high school together.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Let's see. You work construction? You don't work construction. You don't like do a hammer.
This guy's an engineer, man.
He's an engineer.
So I'm a project manager for Kraft Heinz Foods.
There we go. You're a project manager for Kraft Heinz Food. Project manager for Mellow Brick Road. We're both building lives.
And I'm also
and
here.
you're Trace.
I'm here as well.
Okay, continue what you were saying, though. What else? What do you... so you're a project manager.
Yeah. So in the Columbia plant, I help build specific projects to help benefit the plant, whether it be...
That mic a little more.
Whether it be a quality issue, a safety issue, or just needing a replacement, equipment not working, stuff like that.
Right.
But this is all to make those Oscar Mayer hot dogs and feed the families.
I love Oscar Mayer, man.
Yeah, dude. You feed the families. I love thinking like that.
What's that song? How's the song go? How's the song go for Oscar Mayer? Do you have to?
I don't know.
Is there a song?
I don't. I'm not required.
OSCAR, or is it WEINER?
Isn't Oscar Mayer one of those?
That's
what's it called? Mandela effect things.
OSCAR, like Oscar. That's the hot dog I want because my uncle Oscar's a pedophile. What were you saying?
Is this the Wienermobile?
Yeah, that's the Wienermobile.
That's them.
That's what the Wienermobile. That's what they called my car in high school, dude.
Your car was?
That makes it sound like I had a lot of wieners in there.
I see what you're saying. What the fuck?
I should have just let it dry or die. God.
Whoa, dude.
I'm just nervous because Chase is so handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
thank
is
you.
Did I even say his name? This is Chase. This is Chase Morrow.
Chase Morrow, and his last name means...
Seafarer.
Seafarer, and he hates water.
From Scotland as well.
Ooh, Irish. We're Irish descendants, sort of.
We're Irish. Oh, I got pointy ears.
Yeah. You know what's weird? I was looking at this map of like a lot of the colonization of Missouri back when it first was being settled, and it had like all the different nationalities and stuff of the people that moved in. A lot of it was Germanic and French, like fur hunters and stuff like that. A lot of in our area, it's a lot of German, and then literally like where Mark Twain Lake is, like maybe a couple miles south of like Monroe. It was just a little tiny sliver Irish.
We made it out.
I know, right? Just a little tiny sliver amongst all the Germans.
We're safe.
That's
I
where we
mean,
are.
not that we're necessarily from here. We just
We're
currently...
not. The Germans aren't that dangerous anymore. As dangerous as any other country.
Relative to how dangerous they used to be?
They were pretty mean.
That would suck to have that like over your head for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but when you kind of do stuff like that, like try to do global genocide, people aren't going to let you forget about it for a while. At least like 3 generations have to go by.
That was truly some people that were like, it's not my problem.
There's a whole lot of like Holocaust didn't happen going on right now, but like once all the survivors and all the World War II, like same in America, once all the World War II survivors are gone, that's when like people are going to start treating it like any other fucking bullshit joke,
Yeah.
It's going to suck, but like the only reason it's such a we still talk about World War II. Like it was the greatest fucking thing that America's ever done.
A movie comes out every year.
You know why we talk a lot about it like that? Because those fuckers are all still alive.
Yeah.
Victory. The history is written by the victor. We're not going to learn any of because they did fucked up things in World War II. They blew up 2 cities and murdered all those people. Didn't really have to do that to Japan.
Not Kyoto.
Japan didn't really have to do that. Oh yeah, Kyoto. Not Kyoto though. 'Cause that's where Americans like to vacation.
Yeah.
You can't blow up that city.
Oh Lord.
But I forgot what I was saying.
Chase is here.
Chase is here.
And we haven't seen him in a long time.
It's been a long time.
We kind of landed on. I have a question. What's like your least favorite job you've ever had? What's been like the worst thing?
Least favorite job?
Yeah.
Man.
I just thought of a job that you could do that you'd probably hate, but I'll just wait.
So, I don't know that I have a least favorite. I would say the one I struggled with the most was my first one, because I wanted to spend time hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
Right.
You two included.
Yeah.
Yo.
We were in that circle.
At a hog farm, local.
Oh my gosh! I forgot about this.
I forgot about the hog farm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I struggled to stay awake at that job for sure. I was meant to be, I think, sweeping the whole day. I think that was the plan.
Okay.
That was your work order.
I don't find that it was useful for the company or for me, now that I think about it.
Why did they do that to you?
I think that it builds character to show, you're giving an opportunity for young people to come in and do well and help the company.
Kind of teaches you that kind of like you work hard at the sweeping, then you move on to this, you move on to that. It's a corporate ladder.
Oh, I love being the bottom of the totem pole. I love it.
No responsibility.
I want to exactly.
You just clean all day. You're like, okay.
I love being the guy at the very bottom, but I don't know if I could sweep 8 hours a day.
It's fun being the guy at the bottom until the guys from the top
keep
talk
throwing
to you.
shit down.
Yeah, then you're like, you don't fucking.
We're like that movie where the food comes down by level.
Whoa.
We were fucking like 3:30,
What's that movie
dude.
called? That movie's so
I don't
good.
know.
The Platform or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Whoa, that movie's good.
So,
Mexican movie.
In that context, I don't want to be the last guy, but in a work scenario, it's kind of nice being at the bottom.
In a corporate scenario. Well, because corporate businesses are so yucky.
But like corporate,
so,
have you ever done corporate? I mean, I've never.
I worked in an office one time.
I'm
involved with corporate, but no.
Yeah, you're kind of corporate adjacent.
I've been corporate adjacent in almost all of my jobs.
Like the rat race, I've never really been.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go up in the things that I've done, but not. I don't know. That's a foreign like world to me. I've been told that. I've only seen it in movies.
I've been told if I got my college degree, I could move up into a supervisor position at certain jobs, and I was like, I don't want to do that at all.
Yeah,
I don't want to be part of this.
Yeah.
Weird game you guys play.
I'll tell you this. I used to work at a trampoline park.
Non-competition.
I used to work at a trampoline park, and they had team members, and they had team leads. And the team members were orange.
Yeah.
And the team leads were blue.
Yeah.
And I used to be a person in the orange, which means somebody would tell me what to do, and I did it.
You show up, clock in, do your job.
You do what you're told to do. They assign you a cleaning assignment at the end of the night, and that's it. And then it was one day they're like, "Hey, you're doing really, really well. We need another blue shirt.
Yeah.
Here you go." And the dynamic of that place for me changed entirely.
Yeah.
Like then I was like telling people what to do. I wasn't enjoying it as much. It just changed it completely. And I was like, can I just wear an orange shirt when I come and just do what I was doing?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I was like scared of the responsibility or whatever. It's just, I don't know. It wasn't the same job anymore.
Right.
Which is,
Right.
that's like the most corporate ladder I've ever done. I went from a different colored shirt. That's
I like kind of not, I don't like being the very bottom person. I like being one up.
Oh, the one up.
I always get to a spot. I always tell everyone, I'm like, those jobs all suck.
Yep.
Corporate jobs, like warehouse jobs, they all suck. They're all like, it's all minutes, like monotonous. You're just doing like little tiny things all day. It's not fun.
Yeah.
And so what you have to do is you got to go from general warehouse employee to trainer. One step up. You train the new people.
Yep.
That's easy. You literally just tell them exactly what you do, and which is simple because you don't do much in a warehouse job, at least stocking, shit like that, doing inventory. And then once you have that job, the trainer job, you're more friendly with the supervisors and the managers because they see you as someone who can excel. And then your only job is really just watch over your trainees, and that's super easy. If they step out of line, tell your supervisor, they get fucking canned. It's easy. You don't have too much
if they have a
responsibility.
high turnover.
And
if they worry about
all warehouse jobs
You're right.
All warehouse jobs have a turnover. And then, I mean, your only job is, all I would do for like 2 years is just stand at my computer, play solitaire, and just play like music videos all day.
Yeah.
And then people would come over and ask me like, oh, what should I do here? What should I do here? Take that to them. You just got to put that over there. It's literally like that. Or if you're in a warehouse job and you're at the bottom rung and you're like, I don't want to do this job because it's fucking bullshit, because corporate America is bullshit. And capitalism is just another word for competition, and which causes hate. And what I say, if you don't want to do your job that day, which I never wanted to do, all you have to do is walk around, look into the trash. If you see a piece of paper in the trash, pull it out, and then just walk around all day like this.
Look at it every couple times.
It could be blank. I walked around. I can't tell you how many times I walked around at my warehouse job in Columbia with an empty blank piece of paper and just acted like I was reading something off it. And because then supervisor, manager, whoever comes up to you, hey, can you do some? I'm looking for this real fast. Looking for this item. Oh, okay. You do that for 6 hours a day.
See, I work at the same place.
Look, they don't, because like nothing you do matters. Nothing you do is important to the business overall. Nothing you do, if you don't do your job that day, what happens? The CEO doesn't get his $40,000 truck that month. Go fuck him. You're getting paid $12 to fucking put screws in a bag.
Yeah.
Right? They could hire robots for that, or they could pay you more for that because it's kind of a bullshit job. You should be getting paid more because like who's gonna do it? The CEO's gonna do it.
CEO's
right?
not even there.
Exactly. So like
he's in another
fuck
country.
him. So like you don't want to do your job. Don't do your fucking job. Should I be saying this right now?
See, yeah, who gives a shit?
Just understand that like if you're in a warehouse job or like a job like that where like they don't care. They fire people all the time and they just rehire the same person for the exact same job. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
When they couldn't hire people back in the 60s when when $12 was actually like $50 in today's money.
Yeah.
Why don't you just go work? I paid my way through college when it was $20
with a part-time job.
My dad was already a member.
Yeah.
So it's like, go fuck yourself. What are you talking about? Just fucking all die. Everyone over 70, fucking kill yourselves. All of you. Fucking do it. Leave us alone. Leave us alone.
Maybe not everybody. What about
you're only flushing our money down the toilet. We have to fucking use so much money to keep you fuckers alive, and all you do is you're not grateful. You're not grateful for it.
Yeah.
We keep you alive while they're fucking amazing technology, and you just go, fucking kids.
You schedule
no one loves me because you're a fucking asshole.
You schedule MMA fights to fill your fucking time. That's what you do when you're that fucking rich.
All you do is nothing.
You think, oh, I've been training jujitsu because I have a lot of free time on my hands because I'm not having.
You're
to
going
go to
after
work.
the billionaires now.
Yeah,
you're going off the billionaires.
But let me put it this way, and you may have a story. I don't know.
Yeah, we gotta remember that. We gotta remember to bring the guest into our rants.
You need to remember. We used to work in a position where every day I thought of a scenario. I'm kind of just in general. I thought of a scenario of how I could get workman's comp. That's how much I hated my job.
Oh man, I used to think about that for over a year and a half. I had it every day I went into work. I thought about that.
Have you ever had a position like that?
So, I'm probably in a position I could get workman's comp, but no, I've never thought of even slightly harming myself.
Right. Well,
because it's, in my opinion, I don't find as much value
right
in, but I understand why you would.
It goes
That's a
hand
valid
in hand
argument.
with disliking your job. So if you're not in a position to dislike, if I loved the company, I would have never had that thought. But every day you're doing the same thing 8 hours a day, and like you just get in this weird trance, and you look at the shelf that you're pulling stuff from, and you think, if this thing fell on me,
that would be beneficial. I've thought of that for sure. Yeah,
it's just like
I was going to say, what kind of world are we living in? We're like, you are trying to actively hurt yourself so that you don't have to go to work tomorrow. No, but I
didn't try to do it. I just thought of scenarios.
You are considering.
You're thinking
there was
an
oil spill underneath a conveyor belt. I saw every single day that no one ever cleaned.
Right.
Every day, an oil spill, maybe about this big, I'd say. And it was just a little bit underneath the conveyor belt to where all you'd have to do, I would look around, no cameras right there. All you got to do, not even slip. I mean, I thought about just
Lay
like
down.
full on, openly like hurting myself, like breaking my leg under the conveyor belt. No, that is so fucked up.
That is true though.
That is so fucked up.
Yeah.
But, like,
I'm not surprised.
All you have to do is just, I thought about just like sliding my foot and just like making a little like scuff mark,
look like,
and then like going and then falling back. Like, I thought about that every day for over a year, and then I finally just left the job because that's not good.
Right.
Yeah,
well,
but
that's good for your brain.
But I would like to say that thought is
very regular.
It's not a unintelligent thought. It's a very intelligent thought, I'd say. I mean,
it's almost like you could just leave your job if you hate it that much. You could just leave. It's almost like a revenge thing where it's like you want to do it out of spite so that the company looks bad and they have to pay for it.
It is out of spite.
It's almost like you don't want to just like leave the company because if you leave, they don't fucking care.
A guy's there the next day.
They don't fucking care. They don't care if you leave. So it's almost like you want to like. I thought about my first day at that job that we're talking about, and we had the safety knives, and the guy was talking about they're not completely safe because you can, like a guy one time like he accidentally sliced his almost entire thumb off.
Yeah.
And they had paying for his medical bills his whole life. Like he's totally healed now, but like they still have to pay for all of his medical bills his entire life. And now looking back at it, I'm like, that guy fucking lucked out because that was like his first day on the job.
Yeah.
And I mean it's very shitty.
It's just crazy that it's crazy
society.
that we were going in. It's just like I think you should leave where you're thinking, how did we get to a point where me and you are not lazy people? We're all hardworking people that that do things. You know, we used to play 4 sports and we used to we're active people that we got into a mindset because of a job scenario where you're thinking, if this happens, I get to go home early. They're going to pay for X amount. I can get out of this job without admitting to yourself that you have to quit. Because that was really hard. When you're in a scenario like that, you're like, God, I need to just quit, but you don't want that you don't want that black mark on it.
I learned the power of that though.
I quit that job.
I love quitting jobs because I love the look in their eyes when you're like, I can't do this anymore. And it's because now I'll be like, I don't give a fuck. I'll tell you exactly why I'm quitting now. Because when I left that job the first time, because my first job leaving, I was like, oh, is it because of the management? Is it because of this? I'm like, no, it's like, just trying to move on, find something different. You know, no hard feelings. When I quit my last job that I was just at, I said, I'm leaving because you are the problem, and you're not, and you don't see it. Like all day, we talk about how this place is falling apart and how you don't do anything, and.
Right.
And you don't do anything. Like all you do, you complain about things falling apart, but you don't actually like try to solve anything.
Right.
And if we try to like help you, I'll like give suggestions like maybe we could do this, maybe we could do that to help, maybe we could do this, and you don't even look at me, you don't even listen to me. So like it's like dealing with an addict where like I try to stop you from doing your drugs over and over again, but at a certain point you have to come to the realization of like you're not going to listen to me.
Right.
So like I'm just gonna, you know what? If you wanna go down this destructive path, I'm turning around. Don't ask for my support.
Yeah.
Because I tried. and I'm done doing it. So good luck. And I'm pretty sure it's still pretty rough over there.
I would have to assume it's the exact same as the day we left. Not okay. Sorry, the one that you and I left.
Yeah.
But I'm sure yours is the same way. Where
Yeah, it
like
is. I don't know how that company's
people
doing
get
right now.
stuck. I say people. I've never ran a company or have my own business, so I can't really say anything. But like companies get so stuck, or a lot of places that I've worked for get so stuck in. That's the way we've always done it. That's
Yep.
the way it always goes.
Tradition.
It's just,
Corporate America thrives on its traditions.
Or we
values.
solve the problem for them. The people that are making the complaints, we leave. Well, the complaint's gone.
Oh,
we don't have to fix that anymore because the next person's going to take a year, 18 months to figure out the problems.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go, fuck this. They leave. New guy comes in, figures out. You know, it's like, it's always going to, I don't know, we kind of solve the problem for them of like the employee in their ear. We used to do those surveys, the like satisfaction surveys. And they were such fucking horseshit. There's no way they even looked at them,
those
dude.
surveys are hilarious.
But also with that, you're thinking, oh, I get to look at a computer for 30 minutes instead of being on the
like 2 hours in there, dude.
That's what I mean. Like you're like,
are you still in here, man? No, I was talking to someone beforehand about how it worked. I was having trouble logging in. Okay, just hurry up. We need you back on the floor. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you really need.
I used to do that job where where there'd be nothing to do and too many people at work, but they can't.
Yeah,
they're gonna send you home.
Right.
So they would get like 10 of us,
Mhm.
and they'd send us to the other warehouse. Where eventually, I would just end up working. That was the best scenario ever. I ended up being like a
Yeah, you had a
manager,
good gig there.
and the whole building was all mine. Nobody else was in there. It was just me by myself. I just drove a forklift all day. Fucking best. But anyway, so we had to go over there, like 10 guys, and they put you around a table, and it was all like gun parts and stuff. This is like what people were buying. So
Right.
we'd have to like get all the gun parts like in little baggies, and then you label them, and then you put them in a little box, and you get like they need 5,000 of those
Mhm.
baggies of like 20 different parts in them.
Yeah.
So then like these 10 guys get around a table just like this, literally this size table, and you just stand up. They give you a little baggie, and every like thing is little compartments. It'll be like a trigger, a spring, a screw, a
just
different
itty
spring,
bitty
Yeah.
little
a thing.
pieces.
A thing is like 30 things all around the table, and you just all day, literally all day, all 8 hours. This is what you do.
Man, if you're listening to this
you-
podcast, you are missing
Oh,
out.
you fuckers are missing out if you're just listening to this. No, because that was a good act out. No, a good thing I did that visual like silent, but it really is like quiet. And people will try and talk and stuff, but it's just
Yeah,
like
and
it's
you could
so
wear-
weird.
You could wear a headphone.
You do that for 8 hours a day. You're just looking
Yeah.
down. You're just going.
And
Oh my.
and
God.
that's why I have insecurities when I get hardware in boxes, because how many times are you like,
Yeah.
fuck, did I miss that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, honestly, because you blank out. You
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
You literally. I've never like people describe these jobs to me, and that's when I started doing like that's when I really started like going against the grain a little bit in these like
Mhm.
warehouse jobs. That's when I started doing the paper thing, and I started doing all these like little tricks because it's like I don't know. That was like some weird, cruel, and unusual punishment. Like that was such psychological torture for me at least. It was so
Mhm.
mind-numbingly boring
Uh-huh.
to do. And I remember once we were doing that with like bullets and stuff, and they're like in these lead, they're covered in lead,
Right.
and we're doing it. Me and these guys for like 5 hours, and then one of this old man comes over and he goes, "Aren't you guys wearing gloves?" And we're like, "What?" He goes, "That's lead. Like,
Yeah.
have you messed with that all day?" We're like, "You've been scooping it out all day," and like screwing with our hands. He's like, "You guys need to go wash your hands, and you need to wear gloves from now on." Who told you not to wear gloves? And we're like, "They just told us to walk over here."
Oh my god.
No one. He's like, we don't even know where gloves are.
That's
no one said
crazy.
anything. Fucking dealing with this shit,
Uh-huh.
these chemicals and whatnot, these powders, and we don't even know what they are.
Right.
I quit after they had that new facility built down the road where they were like, it's stuff that's supposed to be it's highly explosive stuff material that like it can't be within like 500 feet of water or something.
Yeah.
And they built it like right next to the highway.
But right next to I-70,
Yeah, and they were like,
which is an interstate.
and they were like, we're just gonna send people on a bus, like a team over there every day to like mess with stuff.
Uh-huh.
No water, no food. You can't have anything. You can't have anything like that because like if one drive, if it gets like too humid outside, like this shit could all fucking explode.
Jesus.
And I was like, and when they were talking to us in this meeting, they had this big meeting. They were talking to everyone in the whole business about it. I was just sitting there going, There's like literally like this is Wild West shit. Like they had no safety
And it's a
precautions, hardly any safety
multi-million-dollar-
precautions, hardly any of this shit. Like there was nothing going on. Plus they were also benefiting off of all the school shootings. But I was just dude, it was just like not.
That's why.
I was like, this is not safe.
That's why
I don't
I
feel
quit.
comfortable in this environment anymore. And I was already gotten injured plenty of times with like cardboard cuts and dealing with like the 60-pound
yeah.
boxes of doing the giant forklifts going 50 feet in the air. Like
being on.
I've almost fallen off the 50-foot forklifts in that little box with the I had to wear a full harness thing. I've almost fallen off that over a dozen times for sure. Like when I'm holding onto the shelf and my foot slips and you're just like, and you just kind of stop and you're like, and I've done that over a dozen times easy. I fucking hate that shit.
I have a similar story to the lead thing. When I used to be a para at a school, like an aide for a student.
You just said you had a similar story to the lead thing, and you're talking about being in a school.
Can I tell it?
So it's
Yeah, I just want to make
I'm
sure
sure
we're
he's
all
getting to it. I'm waiting.
I know,
to
but
hear.
it's just like kind of. I just want to make sure I was on the same page. 'Cause
Okay.
You said lead and then school.
Similar in like the format of what you said, not anything to do with lead. I'll give you that.
That's I just
different.
I was
thing
nervous.
here.
Give him some time.
So
I know.
Give him
I'm
some time.
sorry.
So
I was
used
nervous.
I used to be a
He's
para,
a slow
like
guy.
an aide or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Takes his time.
the guy, I would like bounce around between different kids. Like I had a 8:30 to 9. I would do this. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And then there was other paras at the school that they had like one-on-one with a kid. They were with a kid all day long.
That was me.
And there was this older woman that was with a young lady that we had to eat lunch with her.
Uh-huh.
She couldn't eat lunch by herself because
Right.
there was just
Dude,
things to it.
I loved having lunch with all the para kids.
It's the best.
It's the best lunch
It's
ever.
the best.
I loved doing
If you-
that.
if
So much
you-
fun.
Like honestly, that's where it goes back to like bottom of the totem pole. It is
Right.
so enjoyable.
Because like it's disgusting how much nobody wants that job.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to dealing with those
You
kids,
make-
which is so sad.
You make no money.
'Cause those kids are so cool.
You make no money. Your hours suck.
Yeah.
You have to help in so many different things, but
Right.
it's like human experience, great. Like everybody should do it. Anyway, so one day the older lady's like, "Hey, I'm going to go do this. Can you sit with so and so at lunch?" And it was like one of the last days of school. It's like the second to last day of school, and I'm leaving at the end of the school year. Like I knew that.
Yeah.
I was living in Columbia, and I was like, "Okay, I'm literally done. I have nothing to do in the summer."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So we got like bagged lunches, and we took it to her classroom, and it was peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The girl started eating it. She's eating really well. Like I'm not having to help her at all. I'm like, good job, sweetie. This good deal. I get the trash, throw it away, and the other lady comes back and she goes, "Oh, did you guys have a good lunch?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She ate her whole sandwich. She goes, "Oh, what was for lunch?" I was like, "Peanut butter and jelly." And she goes, "Was it peanut butter and jelly?" And I go, "Yeah." And she goes, "She's deathly allergic to peanut butter."
Are
And
you
I-
kidding me?
And I'm like,
what?
She's like, and she's just looking at me like as if it's my fault. I'm like, "You take care of this girl every day and you
Yeah.
didn't tell me?"
Why did you leave me alone with her?
So I'm like freaking out, and she just goes, I'll go ask the cooks. I'm just gonna," and I was like, "What? Don't leave me. Like I have no idea what
Talk
to do."
to the girl.
I have
Ask her how she's
she's
doing.
nonverbal.
Oh.
And so there's a lot of layers to this, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, my heart has never beat faster in my
Yeah,
life.
honestly, that's terrifying.
Because it's like an 8-year-old girl, and I'm like, "Oh my God, why are you doing this to me?" So she takes off, and she comes back and just sits down next to us,
She's fine.
and I'm like, "What's the word? Like, what the hell?" She goes, "Oh, it's sun butter. It's no big deal. It's not peanut butter."
Fucking
I'm like,
cunt, dude. Are you kidding me?
Why are you acting like this is not a big deal? Like I could have,
Holy
I
shit.
literally thought I
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah.
Not even me. It's not like I fed her. Just nobody would have
Yeah,
told me.
That's what she did to herself. I would
Oh,
back you up in court for that for
No,
sure. If that girl died.
but I'm
I'd
just
say
saying, like-
she fed herself.
Yeah.
Your Honor, yes, he feeds her every day, but today
Yeah.
he shouldn't be punished because she learned how to eat the day of her death. Your Honor,
Dude,
she didn't die. Though.
It was.
I can make that joke because she didn't die.
It was sun butter, not peanut butter, but
What is sun butter?
Sunflower butter.
sunflower butter.
Yep.
Oh, that makes
And
sense.
so, which is what a lot of schools do apparently because peanut allergies are so
That's
crazy.
smart.
They just do it.
Is it
kind
good?
Of, it's definitely got a different like twang to it. Like
Is
side
it,
by
like,
side,
saltier?
it's
The sunflowers? Wait,
I
so-
would say it
I think
it
it's like-
doesn't have as strong of
yeah, I
a
was gonna say
of a
subdued.
yeah.
You like sunflowers, don't you, Chase?
I like sunflower seeds. Yeah.
You were a baseball player.
Barely, but yeah.
That's enough
We-
to
we
like
played
sunflower
baseball
seeds.
We
once.
won a game. I wasn't there.
That's funny as shit right
Yeah,
there.
that's it. The good things happen when we leave. I don't know what it is because they win when you leave. You guys go boating and have a great time without me there.
Sorry. What were you
So
doing?
I
Running
was-
track
um,
that day?
yeah, I was running
I have
track.
a funny. I
Yes.
do want to get to a funny track. Well, not funny. It's a track story we can talk about later. But sunflower seeds. So do you like sunflower seeds?
No, not at all. I'll eat a handful.
I don't know how to eat them.
You know, I
crunch
had-
them and then you spit them out.
Yeah, and you spit out the seeds.
Do you suck
the
on them and
covers.
then you spit them out, or you gotta bite them?
So like,
You're getting the stuff on the inside.
I used to do like with the salt on them and stuff, and I would suck on them and spit them out. But now I
Yeah.
just like bite them up, chew them up, and then
So
spit out the.
you just chew them up into like little pieces and then you just spit it out.
Well, I chew. So I break the shell.
Yeah.
Spit the shell out,
Okay.
and then I eat.
you
I
got
eat
the
'em.
stuff on the inside.
little-
Yeah,
little-
but I like to add them all up. You know, I like to break like 20 shells,
at once.
and then I have
so
20.
then you have to spend time like sorting it
Dang.
out, I guess. With
yeah,
your tongue.
it's fun. Yeah,
Oh, so you got a pretty versatile tongue. then.
yeah.
I had.
Well, I mean, I gotta, I can make things. Yeah.
Yeah, you can make things.
I had
uh-huh.
Bloody Mary flavored ones the other day that were actually really good.
I can't get into a Bloody Mary. I like Bloody Marys.
I'm not sure about them either, but it was good on a sunflower seed.
I guess I need to just try it, but I don't like the spice. I don't like spicy in the morning. I'm not one of those people.
You don't need a little pepper in your life? I
Not
like
in the
a little
mornings.
pepper.
Like people that do salsa on their eggs. I don't do that.
No, I don't do that.
I'll do
I
like,
grape
it has to be like
jelly.
it has to be like the most mild salsa for me to put it on my eggs in the morning.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I can't do hot sauce and hot stuff in the morning because then I feel like it makes my stomach all rumbly. Because I like my coffee too. So
Rumbly.
you definitely can't do salsa and coffee in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can, but how
Well,
would you?
Yeah.
But like
There's people
the
that
spicy,
definitely
the
do.
spicy makes me like in the morning. It makes me like hot, makes me kind of sweat, and then like I have to like go to the bathroom a lot.
Yeah.
I just my bowels get on fire, especially if I'm out eating, because I don't do well in restaurants. I don't know what happens with my stomach, but sometimes my stomach always gets like real unsettled, like upset and rumbly. You know how?
I wonder if there's like a ingredient like a something that restaurants do.
It's a nervousness thing, because I tighten my stomach when I
Oh,
get nervous.
okay.
I think so. I think it's just constant like straining of my core. I think it upsets my stomach.
Hmm.
I think that's what happens because I just get really nervous in just crowds.
Yeah, nervousness.
There's an
so you'll
example.
hold your breath when you get.
There's an
nervous.
example.
That's why I'm really. That's why I focus on like meditating. And
There's an
breathing.
example
Yeah.
of Van presenting a problem and then solving it himself.
There you go. Yeah. see?
like you said the problem and then you just came all the
I
way
have
back
to just
around.
if I just talk it out, eventually I can come to a conclusion.
That's okay.
Yeah. Well, it's easier for me to do that out loud than it is for me to try and think it out in my head.
Mhm.
Because when I think about it in my head, it's almost like there's like an infinite amount of things, like
Mhm.
possibilities, and they're all happening at the exact same time. But when I talk, I can only say one thing at a time.
I feel it.
So then I have to I can almost like focus it or narrow my thoughts in like through my mouth.
right.
It's almost as if when you think of it in your head, you're saying it's not valid, but when you say it,
Out loud.
then it's valid.
I need the outside validation.
Yeah.
Just to well that way. Yeah. See that's what I
But
mean.
you don't need my
That's-
or
well-
Trace's validation. You just need the.
I like opinions,
need your
but I
own.
won't
Yeah.
always. I appreciate opinions, but I won't always take them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like seeing all sides of a
Mhm.
problem, and then I can solve it. Because
Oh,
then I
yeah.
see the whole thing, right? I like seeing the whole picture. So like, I always
Yeah.
got to back up, and I always got to look at everything.
Mhm.
Like people that go like, answer this in 3 seconds. I'm always like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
I need to you need to give me like 5 minutes. Like I need to
Yeah. Yeah.
you can't just throw me, especially if it's like really complicated. Like I was talking to our 3-year-old nephew the other day, and I was talking about we saw Oppenheimer, and he goes, "What's that?" Or no, we were talking about Captain America.
Yeah.
World War II stuff. And he was talking about Captain America, and he's like, "Who's he fight?" And I was like, "Oh, bad guys." He's like, "What bad guys?" I was like, like Nazis. And he's like, "What's a Nazi?" And I was just like, my brain like short circuited, and I was like, that is such a complex question, especially
You'll
like,
learn
especially in this day and age.
in
Like,
a
I don't even
decade.
know, like you're 3, I don't even know how to begin that conversation with you. So we're just gonna. I was like, let's just bookmark that conversation for like 10 years from now. Like
Yeah.
you don't need to be learning about Nazis.
Yeah, he doesn't need to know.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
sometimes I
funny.
get scared when I'm left alone with the children, because then I'm like, they could ask me stuff. Because I love answering questions. Because I'll answer any question. We can talk about anything. I'll try to answer it. I'm not gonna know
Right.
the answer, but like I'll try to like work it out.
yeah.
Mhm.
And so like when kids do that, because kids ask the fucking weirdest shit,
Yeah.
and so
yeah.
it's so fun. So sometimes when a kid will ask me a question, I'll like get ready to start answering it, and then I'll think about it. Like I'll kind of like try to bring it back to Dune. I'll try to like look ahead a little bit into my thoughts and be like, ooh, I think I know where this is leading down, and I should not say this to a child because like it's the truth, and the child should know it. I believe that all knowledge should be free, but
Yes.
I don't think the child is mature enough mentally, emotionally, behaviorally to process the knowledge as purely knowledge,
Right.
and just like kind of storing it into their kind of mind palace. Because you can store a lot of stuff in there, you don't have to use it all.
Yeah.
You can hear outside of. That's what the problem is with society right now. Is people don't want to hear outside opinions because they think they know everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, what if you hear something? It might like not change your opinion, but like gives you a different perspective on it. So then you're like, oh, that's interesting. Like maybe you won't change your opinion, but now you have a better understanding of like the other side too. So that can almost help you work on your side.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I feel like just talking is just so beneficial to our entire species.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here without language, you know?
I think something
weird.
I struggle with a lot is not playing both sides, but you talked about like getting information and then being able to make a decision. If two sides were to talk to me on something, I would have a hard time depending on what it is.
You just gotta.
I have a hard time saying here or here. I can be like, well, I see what you're saying, but I also agree with that, and then
Right.
then I'm just stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
And so then I'm no help to anybody. Then I'm
Right.
just in the middle, which I guess is not a bad thing always.
It's not good to be in the middle because if you don't make a choice, eventually the choice is going to be made for you.
True.
Hunter S. Thompson.
That can be good though.
But the middle way path, I think for me, because I don't like making those decisions either. That's why I try to stay out of the argument. I try to just be like, I'm just gonna stand over here. Well, I'm not even part of it.
I'm definitely a avoid confrontation person. That's why if I do make a decision, it's usually in my head.
Yeah.
And I don't give people one way or the other because I don't need the confrontation of being on one side versus the other or whatever.
That's what I was saying earlier about taking opinions, but not using them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So like, because everyone's always trying to, oh, you know, it'd be a really good idea. You know what you should try.
Right.
You know what? You know it'd be fun.
Yeah.
You know it'd be fun. They're not being like, I didn't tell you to do it. I'm just saying it'd be fun to do it. It's like you want me to do it.
Yeah.
Because you think it's fun.
Or or you're saying,
Yeah.
And it's like,
I had
think
fun.
Exactly.
So, and it's like, well,
That's
I
also
don't
why I
care
don't
what
take
you
pictures
did.
on vacation as much. So I'm like, they're like, oh, I want to see pictures of it. And like, go.
Just
go
to
experience it.
Yeah.
I experienced it.
But they
like-
obviously don't want it that much, or they would be doing that.
Right.
And I don't like taking pictures when I'm on vacation anyway, because the pictures, I understand how pictures are like, oh, but you remember the moment. Like if it's pictures like me and like friends that are there, like we're all pictures. That's a good picture, because it's like I'll see that and then remember. But I don't look back on pictures that often. But you know when you're older, right?
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully when I'm 70, there's a new law where people when they get 70, they just fucking cap them all in the head, so then we don't have to worry about that and getting old. But anyway. So like when I try to take pictures of stuff on vacation and then I look at the pictures, it never feels right. I feel like because you're trying to capture the moment, but like a picture can't do that because a picture doesn't have. It's just a picture. It's not like it doesn't have like the memory of me standing on that mountain or like the feeling of the wind on my face or the smell of the snow swirling around while I'm standing on it.
Right.
The picture is it's just visual. That's just one sense. But like, so like taking a picture of it, I don't know. I don't remember it because it doesn't look the same in a phone than when I'm seeing it. Like the whole thing. I don't know. I just like I had like these mountains these are from. I mean, they're crudely made, but they're from like Montana. These are the Glacier National Park mountains. When I was there, it's my picture on my phone. Which is funny because I just went on the whole thing about how I don't like taking pictures of stuff. But it's like, but I don't see these mountains and think of Glacier National Park. I just think of all mountains because they just look like mountains to me. Does that make sense? Like the whole like that. So like when people want me to show pictures from vacation, I'm like, just go to that place that I was. You'll experience it. It's the way you experience it. I don't know. You won't experience it the way I experience it. So why would I?
My opinion is that they want to see. They want to be able to judge your experience, though. You know, they want the opportunity to be like, oh, this wasn't that good, so...
Yeah.
I don't feel bad that I was here, or maybe they want to be like, oh, this was really good, so I want to be here.
They want to review. They want to review
Yeah.
your. It's like everything's social media. It's almost like social media in real life.
Yeah,
Well, that's
something.
what social media is. What is just judging people digitally.
Right.
I think it's
I
just
guess
socials.
just being social.
Just social.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Something to benefit
Interacting.
their validity, I think.
Yeah.
Is what
I don't
that's
know.
my thoughts on it.
C-Money, what's your dream vacation? If you go anywhere in the world.
I'm boring. On
I
vacation, too.
would-
That's why I don't want to show it.
I
don't do
would
anything
go
fun.
home, and that was where I'd be.
That'd be it?
Staycation.
I choose it every day. It
You-
confuses me.
Yeah.
We choose to live in our place every day.
Every day you choose to go to work every day. It's true.
Yeah, and then I think I get free time away from my job,
Mm-hmm.
and the first thing we do is we run away from the place we chose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make a good point.
You immediately run away from your comfort zone
Right.
to somewhere else.
Um,
Yeah.
Obviously, if Alexa was like, "I want to go here," I would immediately be like, "Oh yeah, I want to help you." I don't.
Oh,
yeah. I
That feels way better than
Yeah.
helping myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Right.
but yeah, I don't want to do anything extraordinary.
You're
I-
pretty
fair
content.
enough.
You're pretty content right now.
That's
yeah.
a good
With your-
place to be.
That is a good place to be. It sounds very peaceful. I don't want to go to Ireland.
That would
I
be
like
good
the
too.
roll. I want to see the rolling hills.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I don't like. Well, I guess what it is too is I don't like seeing pictures. I like seeing it for
Yeah.
reals, for realsies. I don't know. I like traveling. I like visiting new places.
Yeah.
I don't. It's not like I don't. I'm so boring on vacation. I don't do like anything like skydiving. I mean, or I don't know what people
I
do
don't
on
know what
vacation.
people
I guess
do
I'm
on
thinking of like
vacation.
Daredevils or whatever.
Yeah.
You do whatever. I just go to like museums and cafes, like little cafes.
Yeah.
I try to meet as many people as I can in that area. I
Mm-hmm.
just like talking to people at different places. I think it's so interesting. 'Cause
Yeah.
They live different lives.
Honestly, just going out to eat
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a different, like going to New Orleans,
Like
going to a restaurant
a
was
small diner.
so cool.
I hate going to like expensive places.
Yeah, no, I don't need
I
that.
hate touristy places. I hate them.
Yeah, I don't need
Yeah.
that.
I'd be so I'm probably gonna get killed going on vacation one of these days. 'Cause I'm gonna go to Jamaica or something, and they're gonna go, don't go off the resort,
Jesus.
and I'm gonna go,
Christ.
I'm going off the fucking resort. I'm gonna find me someone who's gonna cook me a whole pig underneath the ground on
Yeah,
the beach, dude,
and
and
then
then I get murdered. Then I'm the pig in the ground,
yeah,
right?
you-
So like
yeah.
I'm so like
But I'm the opposite in that I would be horrified to do anything in a place that I don't know everything about.
at home. I'm so terrified.
Why?
I
You
don't
know this.
I know that's why it's terrifying. I
Oh.
hate being in a rut. I hate being like in the same spot doing the same thing. Makes me want to blow my brains out. I gotta get out and like do different things.
Okay.
I like the feeling of being kind of like scared that you
Mhm.
don't know where you are.
Yeah.
I like being
Yeah.
lost. I think being lost is a super useful tool
Yeah.
that no one implements anymore because everyone's got their phones
Yeah.
and their comfy beds and their Alexas and they just like they don't want to do anything. No, I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying like I'm just saying what
I'm
happens.
not
is-
saying you.
I'm just saying that when you get comfortable, you get complacent, and then it's like you don't. I don't know. I feel like there's just more than just like sitting around all day.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like you have to like get when you're lost, when you're truly like lost somewhere. There's no bullshit.
Mhm.
You can't like, oh, I gotta look at my. I want to just. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't look at my phone in this group. No, you have to go and find
We have to
someone.
survive.
You don't. I don't know the language. I don't know. I don't know where to go. I don't know any of this stuff. You have to go and find someone and be like, I don't know you. You don't know me. We are two people. I need your help. Like, how do I get from here to here?
Yeah.
And like, you're forced to like do things that are out of your comfort zone when you're lost. You have to like, it's literally like full primal. You have to survive. You have no idea where you are or what you're doing, but you got to figure it out. What are you gonna do?
Right.
Just sit, you're just gonna sit there? You can sit there and like cry about how you're lost, but like nothing's gonna happen, right? So
Yeah.
like you have to fucking pull your fucking boots up or bootstraps or whatever those are called,
Yeah.
and you have to
Fuck,
just
I don't
fucking you
know.
have to start like fucking do it. You have to interact with the world. You can't because people don't interact with the world anymore. They just fucking sit around on their phones or they're like they go to concerts. They go out, but they're just they're filming the whole fucking time, and then like sending it to their friends, and then waiting for their friend's response while there's a fucking like guitar solo happening 10 feet in front of you. You fucking idiot! What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like there's something happening right in front of your eyes, This is such an old argument that people have been doing for like 20 years. I feel like, but
Yeah.
like, it's so bad.
It's just getting worse all the time.
It drives me crazy.
There are so many times and days where I wish I could, and I guess I could. I can't really because of work, but I wish I could just throw my phone away.
Yeah.
I'd throw it in a drawer and be done with it.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
can't stand.
I'd
I
have
love.
to
That's why
agree.
I
I
like
just
going
can't
to
stand
movies.
looking at it
I
anymore.
like going to concerts, and like I'm that guy that's like, as soon as I walk into the concert door, I'm like, phone off. Anyone wants to message me? Because this is how it used to be,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh, where's Van? He's at a concert. It's not like, oh, I'm like gonna send a Snapchat of me like doing laundry with my cat. Wonder where Van's. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like, but it's like now you can reach anyone at any time. So it's like you might as well send it. It's like you don't have to.
Right.
You don't have to share everything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would have to agree with a lot of what you were saying.
I like to go off a lot. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. The whole time you were discussing your previous point, though, I was thinking, man, when I leave my phone at home and I go out for just the grocery store. I know this is crazy, but just going to the grocery store and knowing that my phone's not with me, if someone needs me, I am not responsible for taking care of their needs right now.
Right.
Because our whole lives, it was this task, that task, this task, that task, and you're
It's
just
exhausting.
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You're
Exhausting.
responsible all the time. And
Yeah.
to be able to just
Wow.
go to the grocery store and be like, I can be here for 6 hours. If I want to be at the grocery
Yeah.
store for 6 hours, I can be here. And actually, not even
Yeah.
6 hours. I'm not even going to put that time limit on it.
Yeah.
If I want to fucking stay
Wow.
at the grocery store,
Yeah.
I got at least 3 weeks before I get fired. No doubt about it. 3 weeks,
I
I
like
could
it.
stay at this grocery store.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's
you know what?
a
I'll be
really-
honest.
I-
Stop me for a second when you said, "Dude, our mics are going nuts right now," but I'll figure out what that
It's
process
your
is.
headphones.
My headphones?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe it might be because I got all these wires right here. But when you said you leave your phone at home when you go to the grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
even that was like crazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also because I also play a lot of music and podcasts and shit on my phone,
Right.
so I like having my phone like, and then I won't leave it in the. Well, sometimes I'll leave it in the car. Kind of depends.
I was sitting here
don't know,
thinking,
but that's pretty cool
what
that
a
you do that.
great first step.
Because
Hey, I'm going to the grocery store. My
Yeah.
phone's right there.
in college I was the guy.
So if you
that-
need something, tell me now because you're
I
not
was the
gonna call
guy that
me.
went to the
Right.
grocery store
What
and
a
had headphones
great
in the whole
first step.
time. Head down.
Yeah, me
Whole time
too.
you go at the grocery store, not talking to anyone.
Yep.
Even at the clerk. God, what a fucking asshole I was. Wearing headphones, looking down to the clerk.
Good.
Who's trying to
No.
like check me out, like get my food. She's like probably wants to know how my day's going.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just
Well,
like I am literally
yeah.
like doing everything in my power to like block out human interaction.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what's
fucking
funny?
cold.
But sometimes
she's
you
disconnected
need
too
that,
there.
you know?
I guess,
Sometimes you need that boundary to recoup.
Yeah.
I certainly do
It was
at
hard
times.
to stop with the headphones, but I like listening to people.
Yeah.
And eavesdropping and people watching is something a hobby I lost for a while, and I
Mm.
really like it. I really enjoy it
Mhm.
because you hear so many interesting things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be one of those people we'd go on vacation, like our dad or my father-in-law, like would talk to everybody.
Yeah,
I'd
I
be
don't,
like-
I don't do
I'd
that.
be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Shut the fuck up!" But then you would, if now I find myself in like just a moment where you do talk to a local or
Yeah.
somebody that's working, and you're just like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" And you get out of it because I'm an introvert by heart, so like
yeah.
it's so draining to me to be
Oh yeah.
like that, but then I'll do it every once in a while and I feel so fucking like invigorated. I'm
Yeah.
like, that guy was so cool. Like he told me about his thing and I'm like, I won't shut up about it because that one moment was so like pure.
I met the
Uh-huh.
weirdest guy
Yeah.
today. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like one of those. I
And
love
then-
it. The
then
story is fun.
He could have went home and gone, this fucking weirdo was
Yeah,
asking me
exactly,
about,
it's the best.
you know, whatever. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I do it enough. I feel like if I did it more, I wouldn't get. It
Mm.
wouldn't be as special of a
Yeah.
thing. But now, like, if I get every once in a while, like, even if we went to the movies and I just asked the guy, like, "Hey, you guys busy tonight?"
Yeah.
It could spark something
Yeah.
so big.
Oh yeah.
Because where I work now, like, I have to talk to a lot of people, and a lot of them, I'm basically reading a script, yes or no questions, and then okay, thanks, bye, and I jump in my truck and I go to the next one. Da, 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 da. But like occasionally, people will be like, "Where are you from?" And you tell them that, and then, "Oh, do you know so and so, or have you done this?" Or and then all of a sudden you know what their kids do for a living, where their mom lives, and you've seen the inside of their house because they wanted to show you their wood table, and you're like, what the fuck? I didn't even know this guy 10 minutes ago.
That's why it's
crazy.
I think that's why it's so good to work in the service industry in some way, like one way or another,
At some
because
point,
you
yeah.
really do. Because then you go to those situations like where you're the customer, and like you can almost see yourself in that person's. Well, I almost said in your person's shoes, but I said I was against that earlier in the show, so I won't say it. So when you kind of like you remember when you were the person serving someone and like they treat you like you're not even a real person. And
Yeah.
I've had that. I've had people literally flick dollar bills. I have my hand out for it and they literally flick it at my face. Dozens of times I have that memory. In the last 2 years, it's been fucking awesome. You think of really fun thoughts about murdering people when that happens. Anyway, it's normal. My therapist said it's fun. But like, but I'm saying like you understand that those are people, right? So like you know how shitty it feels when people ignore you or like don't talk to you or treat you like you don't exist. So when you're in that situation, you kind of remember and you're like, what I've noticed lately is I noticed a lot of opportunities to speak with people, like just the small, like at the store and being like, "How's your day going? How are you doing? Cool glasses." I love complimenting people now. I do that a lot now. Like I'll see a lady with like a nice dress. I'm like, I love that dress.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Or like their hair or their glasses or whatever, because that's what's awesome. Seeing someone else's day get made is pretty sweet.
You know what?
Even a small thing like cool shoes.
You know what I've implemented.
That's a fun thing I've been implementing in my life.
I've implemented here very recently when I do something like that, like talking to somebody at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody does something for me,
Mm-hmm.
I say, I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
Instead of saying thanks,
saying appreciate is a really
have
big
a good day.
thing.
I'll go, hey man, I really.
I
always say,
for me it is when people say it to me,
I really
wow.
appreciate it. The guy bagged my groceries, and I'll go, I really appreciate that because here's the deal: I didn't want to bag the groceries. He did it for me. He gets nothing out of doing that for me.
True.
And I just want him to know, like, I really appreciate it. Or I get into a lot of scenarios now with what I do for work and like woodworking and all that stuff on the side, where people do something that I physically could not do myself because I don't have the right tool or the information or whatever. So I'm like, hey man, I really appreciate that because if you don't do that, I couldn't have done it myself, which means this doesn't get done, which means that doesn't get done. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
So I've really started telling people like, I really appreciate that. Like even if they just scanned my ticket at the movie theater, I feel like I don't know. But I'm not doing it to make myself feel better. I want them to know, like, I really do appreciate that.
I do it in a selfish manner because I feel doing nice things to other people makes me feel nice about myself, and so I do it to feel nice about myself. Because everyone beats themselves up so much on the inside,
right?
So it's like
we are hard on ourselves, aren't we?
People are so fucking hard on themselves, especially nowadays. Because everyone is always attacking themselves about, I need, like the mental health stuff and mindfulness, right? People are being very good about doing that, but I feel like one thing for me is like there's all the people have depression and people are feeling bad about things and they're just not motivated or they feel exhausted, they can't sleep and all this stuff. And every couple of months there's a new insomnia drug or a new headache drug or a new it'll boost your depression or this or that or this or that. And it's like I feel like those are all like the fixing the symptoms.
Yeah.
Those aren't dealing with the problem.
Yeah.
They're barely patching up the symptoms because they come right back. That's why there's new drugs every fucking couple months because people are taking it so much because it doesn't solve anything that they're getting their tolerance is building, so they got to make new drugs that aren't as tolerant. But it's like that's the whole opioid crisis. It's just not as serious as the opioid crisis immediately because that wasn't like an immediate like bad thing. People were abusing it, but like people are. Like I think we should, instead of making new drugs for it, because that's clearly not happening. Pharmaceuticals isn't working. We need to look at why people are depressed, why they're not sleeping, why they're so anxious, why this and that, and it's clearly the workforce.
Technology.
It's the workforce. It's the technology. It's the hazardous workforces, mentally, physically, all that stuff. It's the constant social media. Having the need to feel reviewed, to feel judged and validated by other people. the food crisis, because food is all covered in chemicals now.
That sucks.
And then what else is? Jesus, there's political stuff. No one's listening. No one's listening to each other.
It's anything and everything.
Everyone is the king of their own worlds.
The food thing I hate a lot because I don't necessarily think I'm a bad eater, but I go to the grocery store scared that like I feel like they'll tell you, "Oh, this is good for you," and then a little bit later they're like, "Probably shouldn't eat that so much."
They don't know.
And you're like,
Yeah.
Are we making stuff up? Are we switching?
Yeah.
Is it the donkeys, the elephant? I don't understand.
Education is shit. So like people don't even.
Hey,
people
I
don't
used to be a teacher, man.
Yeah.
That offends
So you
you.
fucking know. Talk about a cliffhanger, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on path number 60. Let Chase know, however you can find him, how much you loved him. He's such a great guy. Very chill. Very chill. Got a lot of thoughts up here in his head. A lot of thoughts. And we're going to cover even more of those thoughts next week when Chase is back for path number 61. So make sure you're ready for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. A whole lot of other crazy questions and scenarios and rantings from me coming at you next week. So get ready for that. Don't forget to follow the show on YouTube if you're watching it on YouTube. Hello. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, comment, like, all that good stuff. Don't forget to email the show, mellowbrickroad.podcast@gmail.com. Let us know comments, questions, concerns, compliments, everything you can give us. The email's right there. You can give it to us there. Don't forget to follow the show as well on Facebook at Mellow Brick Road. I think it's just the Facebook page. That's manned by our boy Trace Windsor. T-Dub Projects also on Facebook if you're looking for handmade wood projects, I guess. Hand carved, whittling things, shelving, flags, crosses. He makes Jesus tombs. He makes all kinds of stuff. Whatever you want, let him know. He'll try and make it for you. And he'll probably succeed too because he's that good. You can also follow the show on Instagram, Mellow Brick Road Podcast, where you're going to find all the pictures from the show, from the episodes. We're going to try and get as many as we can on the social medias for you guys. You can also follow me on Instagram at Van Windsor. I don't post too much, but I have a little series I'm doing right now called Catch of the Day, where I basically am just walking up and down the road picking up trash around my neighborhood because it's just I don't like it being dirty, so I'm just picking it up and posting pictures of me holding trash bags. So if you're into that, go to my Instagram page at Van Windsor. Let's see, what am I missing here? Don't forget to follow the show on Spotify. You can find us there, comment on there. We have questions, polls, all that good stuff. You can sign up for our Patreon, the Mellow Brick Road Podcast Patreon. Right there, everything for the show is free, but if you sign up for the Patreon, every little bit helps in supporting us. It helps keep the show a priority for us, and it also gives us more leeway to make better content for you. And plus, if you sign up for the Patreon, it's kind of like our way of giving back to you all. So that's where you're going to get a lot of interaction and community building, stuff like that, on both sides, our side and yours. You can sign up for the Patreon. You can watch our Patreon show, What You're Reading, where Trace and I read a bunch of books on Hoopla, the app Hoopla, the free library app, every month. And we read a bunch of books, comics, all kinds of stuff, and we share them on the show. And we're trying to get a bunch of people to share with their books, what they're reading with us, and then we kind of like trade recommendations back and forth. So a lot of fun. Join us on there, Mellow Brick Road Patreon. And if you want more information about all the articles or the news that we talk about, all the different things, you can sign up for the Mellow Brick Road newsletter, which comes out every Tuesday at 10 a.m. around 10 a.m. if I get it right. And that's going to have all the articles from the show that we talk about, all the Mellow Brick Road articles, all the What You're Reading reading material, everything where we get those books. It's going to have T-Dub Projects announcements, my announcements, all kinds of stuff. It's going to have basically our base camp where everything's going to be at. So sign up for the Mellow Brick Road newsletter. There should be a link in my Instagram, but you can check there just in case. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us on Path 60, Part 1, I guess. Part 2 is going to be 61, but we're not going to worry about that. Like I said, if you can find Chase online somewhere, you see him walking down the streets, go give him a big old hug. Let him know how much you love the show, and thank you so much for joining us on another path. We'll see you next week on path number 61. See y'all later.